thought I forgave my husband for cheating, until I fell for someone else. Posted by user ownrepeat8143. He cheated when I was postpartum and I still took him back. 4 years later, I fell in love with someone new, and now I don't know what to do. This isn't just about betrayal. It's about waking up one day and realizing you've been living someone else's idea of forgiveness. I, 34 years old, female, have been with my husband, Will, 38 years old, male, for 10 years, married for 7. We have a 5-year-old son. 4 years ago, I found out Will was having an affair. A story as old as time. Classic signs: distant, long work hours, always smiling at his phone. So one night, after he went to bed, I checked his phone. I found out it was with the fresh graduate, 23 years old, female at the time, who had joined his company the year before. From the messages, it was clearly both physical and emotional, going on for at least 6 months. The cheap hotel encounters were hard enough to read about. But worse, the emotional intimacy, nicknames, inside jokes, doing things that used to be ours. It was too much. I took screenshots, packed bags for my kid and me, called my brother to come get us and take us to our parents' house. When he arrived, I woke my husband up and told him I was leaving. By the end of that week, I had already consulted with a lawyer. There was no going back. For the next 2 years, yes, years, not months, my husband tried everything to win me back. He begged, groveled, said he was blinded by the attention. He cut off contact with the woman immediately, switched jobs within 2 months, booked counseling sessions, and begged me to attend. He made progress in therapy, read every relationship book, everything. He visited our son almost daily after work and spent weekends with him. When he wasn't with us, he texted his location. I saw real, consistent change and remorse. After 6 months, the baby and I moved back in with him. And for the next 1.5 years, things kept improving until we reached the normal we live in now. But something was off. I can't explain why, but for the last 4 years, I've been in emotional limbo. Everything seems normal. We go on dates, have sex, do family activities, but I feel detached, like I'm not fully there. I don't even think about the affair every day anymore. I've forgiven him. I don't even have a reason to doubt him now. But the love I used to feel, it's gone. He thinks we're back to the old days, but it's like we're just friendly roommates now. And then I met Jake. Jake, 35 years old, male, posted about a hobby we both share on our local subreddit. I commented, "It's a pretty uncommon hobby, so not many people are into it." We started DMing. At first, it was just about the hobby, but then we got to know each other more. He's a widower. I told him I have a family. We met for coffee a few times after work. For the hobby, yes, my husband knows I meet Jake, but doesn't know I met him through Reddit. Jake made me feel like myself again. Happy. Whole. We've slowly fallen for each other over the last year. We've confessed our feelings. We've never done anything physical, only met in public. But this is clearly emotional infidelity. On one hand, emotions aren't rational. And let's be honest, it's my husband's past actions that brought us here. On the other hand, I feel intensely guilty because he has tried so hard to reconcile. I'm also angry at him for putting me in this situation. I'm heartbroken that I can't be with Jake and am shackled to a marriage that feels hollow. Jake says he understands my responsibilities as a mom and wouldn't ask me to do anything I'm not ready for, but he's here for me and for my son if I want him. I don't know why I made this post, maybe to clear my head. What do I do? Do I destroy my marriage and everything we've worked for just to chase something that may or may not become real? Or do I cut Jake off and go back to this emotional limbo? Update. I made a post in early January about my husband's affair and my emotional affair. The TLDR. He cheated years ago. We tried reconciliation, but I met someone else who made me realize I never truly healed. Thanks to everyone who read and commented, many were surprisingly supportive. I don't know why I posted. Maybe the holidays were hard and I needed clarity, and Reddit helped. A lot has happened since then, but to summarize, I've started divorce proceedings. I don't know where I stand with Jake. FAQs. Yes, both of us are financially independent. Is my husband still cheating? I don't think so. Based on what I know, his behavior, phone activity, involvement with our kid, he's clean, but who knows? Our shared hobby is niche. I won't say which, in case someone identifies us. Think something like pottery or painting. Some asked why I didn't talk more about my son. Honestly, that's missing the point. Of course, I've considered him. That's why I reconciled in the first place. And whatever happens, he will be our priority. So here's the update. I went no contact with Jake. I told him I needed to focus on my mess, that I couldn't do this right now. He understood and said he'd be there if I ever needed him again. I confided in friends and family. They were supportive. My best friend helped me with everything: lawyer appointments, emotional support, the works. About 2 weeks ago, I sat down with my husband and asked for a divorce. It wasn't pretty. He was shocked, devastated, angry. I brought up his affair. He was upset that I had led him on for 4 years. I snapped back and asked if he was just sad because he missed out on his chance with the other woman. That hurt him, and I shouldn't have said it, but I'd been thinking it for years. I told him about Jake, but made it clear. Regardless of Jake, I'm leaving. I just can't trust him anymore. He was there during my difficult pregnancy, saw me struggle with breastfeeding, with sleep, with depression, and he still chose to have an affair. I can't get over that. He's been sleeping in the guest room. He's finally starting to accept it's over. He'll move out this weekend. We've agreed to keep things civil, for now. Thank you for reading. Keep me in your thoughts. Good night. A popular opinion in the thread was that she felt like she had to forgive him because he put in the effort. Like getting a gift you hate but pretending to love it because it was expensive. Another person broke down the timeline. The affair started when the baby was 6 months old. So while she was sleep-deprived and postpartum, he was enjoying attention. Brutal. One commenter added she was willing to pretend she was happy to make everyone else's life easier. But he broke her heart. Doing that during the birth of their child? Unforgivable. Someone joked, their niche hobby is definitely taxidermy. How else could she stay frozen in a dead relationship for so long? And of course, mid-30s man cheats on his postpartum wife with a 20-something coworker. A tale as old as time. At least OP might finally get her happy ending. Do you think she waited too long to walk away? Or was she giving her marriage every last chance before finally choosing herself?